Welcome to the statistics, everyone. What you studied last session? We studied how to construct confidence interval for population mean when the population standard deviation is known. In this session, we will discuss how to construct confidence interval for population mean when we don't know the population standard deviation. We will understand why we use the t-distribution instead of normal distribution, how degree of freedom are determined, and how to calculate margin of error using t-distribution. This concept will help us make accurate estimate when we have only sample data. When we don't know the population standard deviation, we usually do not know population standard deviation. So we will estimate it with the sample standard deviation S. So now we don't know the population standard deviation. We must use t-distribution instead of normal distribution. So let's introduce student t-distribution. The mean, median, mode of t-distribution are equal to 0 like a normal distribution. T-distribution is well-shaped, symmetric about mean, like normal distribution. T-distribution has thicker tails. Then T-distribution is a family of curves, each determined by a parameter called degree of freedom. So different sample size need to t-distribution with different degrees of freedom. How to calculate degree of freedom? Sample size minus 1. One thing you have to remember of t-distribution, we have to use degree of freedom. Degree of freedom is sample size minus 1. Then sample size increase, t-distribution getting close to normal distribution. Here is graph of t-distribution, guys. This is z-curve. This is black is z-curve. Blue one t-distribution. T-distribution degree of freedom is 5 is the lowest. Degree of 20 is getting close z-curve. Remember that when you're using t-distribution, you have find the degree of freedom. How gonna find critical value for t-distribution? Critical value in the previous session, we using normal distribution. That's gonna be ZC. Here, our critical value for the t-distribution is TC. Confidence level is 95%. Very careful with degree of freedom. You always find degree of freedom first. That's depending on the sample size. Sample size is 15. Degree of freedom gonna be sample size minus 1. That's the 40. So you have to use degree of freedom to find critical value. Here is a table. Here is a level of confidence C. So we're gonna using DF degree of freedom. Sample size of 15, degree of freedom is 14, guys, 14. Now, you have level of confidence 95%, that's gonna be 0.95. This low, you're gonna find TC gonna be 2.145. Remember that. Degree of freedom first, and confidence level, then you can find critical value. Let's have confidence interval formula with unknown population standard deviation. So very carefully see, guys. Everything looks similar but couple of different. TC, critical value from T distribution, S gonna be sample standard deviation. So this is X bar, that's the sample mean. S gonna be sample standard deviation because we don't know the population standard deviation. N gonna be sample size, like the confidence interval for standard deviation is known. TC gonna be critical value by using T distribution. That's how to construct confidence interval with unknown standard deviation. So this one is confidence interval for population mean with unknown population standard deviation. Here is a sample mean, margin of error, critical value from T distribution, sample mean, sample standard deviation, square root to sample size. So you can find left end x bar minus mu, right end x bar plus mu. How to find the margin of error is different from how we find with population standard deviation. How gonna find the confidence interval if we don't know the population standard deviation? First, you verify population standard deviation unknown. Then sample is random, either population is normally distributed or sample size should be greater or equal to 30. Second, find all the sample statistics, sample mean, sample standard deviation, sample size. Then you have calculate degree of freedom. DF should be sample size minus 1. Then find critical value from the T table. Now you calculate margin of error. Then you're gonna find left and right end point by using margin of error and sample mean. Here's the first example. We can construct confidence interval. Take a time, read the question, and get the information you need to find construct the confidence interval. So first, sample size is 16, pretty small. Second, we have sample standard deviation as gonna be 10. Now sample mean gonna be 162. Confidence level gonna be 95%. So population is approximately normally distributed. So we don't worry about the condition. Here is a sample mean. We should use T distribution. Okay? So we have sample size is 16. Sample standard deviation is 10. Population standard deviation is unknown. We have find degree of freedom, right? Degree of freedom is 16 minus 1. That's gonna be 15. So now we have level of confidence is 95%. Now we find critical value from T distribution right here. First, degree of freedom is 15. Level of confidence is 0.95. Then you find TC gonna be critical value gonna be 2.131. Now what is margin of error? Now very carefully guys, E gonna be critical value times sample standard deviation over square root sample size. So critical value 2.131 times sample standard deviation is 10 over square root sample size is 16. So margin of error gonna be 5.33. We have sample mean, margin of error. We can construct confidence interval. So population mean should be between left-hand point, right-hand point, left-hand point, sample mean minus margin of error, right-hand point, sample mean plus margin of error. So you can calculate 160 minus 5.33, 160 plus 5.33, which meaning is population mean gonna be between 156.67, 167.33. Let's visualize it. So this is confidence interval population mean. This is a sample mean. Point estimate. Here is gonna be sample mean 160. Left end gonna be 156.67, 167.33. Now you have here confidence interval. How gonna interpret? With 95% confident, the mean temperature of coffee sold is between 156.7 Fahrenheit and 167.3 Fahrenheit. Guys, I have one more example to construct confidence interval. Read the question. What is the sample size? Sample size is 36, large enough. Then sample standard deviation is gonna be 2.39. That's gonna be S. Sample mean gonna be 0.75. Level of confidence gonna be 99%. So we have get all the information to construct confidence interval for population means. Sample size is 36, sample standard deviation 2.39, which meaning is we don't know population standard deviation. So which meaning is we have to use t-distribution. First, we calculate degree of freedom. Degree of freedom is n-1. That's going to be 35. So find the critical point. We need the level of confidence. So here is table. Degree of freedom is 35 right here. Then level of confidence is 99%, which means 0.99. Then you find critical value. That's going to be 2.7424. So now, what are you going to do? Guys, look at this. Let's calculate the margin of error right here. That's going to be TC as sample mean over square root of n. So TC going to be 2.724. Then sample standard deviation 2.39 square root of 36. So margin of error gonna be 1.09. Now we can construct confidence interval. Sample mean 0.75, margin of error 1.90. Now we can have confidence interval. Left hand sample mean minus margin of error. Right hand sample mean plus margin of error. So population mean should be between two values. That's gonna be 8.66, 10.84. So we constructed confidence interval, which meaning is estimate point estimate gonna be 0.95, sample mean left and right hand point 8.66, right hand point 10.84. We have range of estimation. Here is a summarized to confidence interval. You have to decide which distribution you should use for critical value. First one, you have to carefully read question if we know population standard deviation. If you know population standard deviation, we're going to use normal distribution, find the critical value, and calculate margin of error. Critical value is E times population standard deviation over square root sample size. If you don't know the population standard deviation, then you're using t distribution, find the critical value, but very careful, you have to use degree of freedom, sample size minus 1, then you calculate the margin of error TC times sample standard deviation over square root sample size. Guys, you have to check if you know population standard deviation to construct right Compton interval. So here is another example to ask which critical value you should use. So here is a 25 is random size of sample size. Then here they say what here, guys? Population standard deviation they give to you this time. Then which distribution you have to use to find critical value? Normal or t? You're gonna say population standard deviation is known. You should use normal distribution to find critical value. Guys, understand that? What do you learn, guys, in this session? We learn if we don't know the population standard deviation, we have to use t distribution. When you use t distribution, guys, you have to find degree of freedom. Don't forget to find degree of freedom. Also, if you don't know the population standard deviation, we have to use sample standard deviation. Degree of freedom, how to calculate? N minus 1. N is a sample size, guys, remember that. Then sample size increase, t distribution becomes close to normal distribution.